Hello, my name is Tony Beers, and this is Movie Grades.
And just like the movies, we play out our last scene.
Hey everybody, Tony Beers here again, and in this episode of Movie Grades, we're going to review another low-budget, extremely low-budget movie from the Detroit area, and this one's directed by Terrence Cover, written and directed by him, and it's called Damnbulance. What it is, it's about these two paramedics. They're both religious guys. One thinks he's received a message from God telling him that he should sacrifice some people to save more people, sacrificing the people that he's actually supposed to save, being a paramedic when they're called in. And I guess I'll start with Robin this time to ask him what he thought of the movie.
Absolutely. Even though the movie was so short, you had the one guy that thought he was getting signs from God. Perhaps he was getting signs from the devil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one can't really tell if, true spiritual people, you have those that believe in God, and then you have those that, no matter what you do, you are so wrong, I'm holier than thou.
Right.
And this is obviously where the one paramedic was at. And the other one, I noticed in a scene, he was definitely reading the Bible, like how Jay said, in times of distress, you turn to your Bible more. And I could see many conflicts between them. I could see the one trying to do right. They're both trying to do right in their own mind.
Right.
And, it's just too bad the movie was just short because it could really do a nice, long, 90-minute, 2-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
And just expand upon this.
Oh,
this is how good this is.
What you're saying is expand upon the one paramedic character.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think he means like the story itself could be stretched
That
out
too.
to a full-length movie.
Yeah.
That too.
I mean, the ideas that are there, like you said, you guys were saying earlier, we could talk about this for a long time. It's a subject that
very touchy for some people, and
yes.
Like we were having our discussions earlier, it's your interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I wanted Robin to start first, because I was kind of interested to hear what he had to say. And I was discussing this earlier with you guys. You have all these different religions, and those religions think the other religion's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So they chastise them and whatever.
I would just want to bring up, it was kind of ironic that, me and Robin actually seen the movie before Jay, and when he came over, he started talking about religion before we even started the movie. It was just kind of ironic.
Yeah, it was kind of ironic. I enjoyed it. I thought they touched on a lot of things that are true as far as religion goes. We've had different examples of it in the past. I said David Koresh. Even going back to Hitler. Hitler thought he was doing right with what he was doing. And people followed him. I mean, and when it all comes down to it, why did that happen? Because at the time the German people were down and out, their economy was bad, whatever it may be. And he rose to power and said, hey, I'm going to take us out of this. And, I'm not going to say he was right or wrong. I don't know. I'm not a judge of that. I can't say. I know what he did was wrong. But, it's that same message, like I said, going back to the Koresh thing. Was he right or wrong? We don't know. We weren't there. People, we're on the outside looking in, so we don't really have an answer. I think this touched upon that in that way, because we're looking upon it as outsiders and looking at this situation with these two guys, and they believe in the same thing, but they have two different visions of it, which is true with everything. Like I said to you guys earlier, about different religions, they all have the same essence of what they believe in, but they have different beliefs. So this is so skin deep with everything because, like I said, I brought up the Northern Ireland thing with the Catholics and the Protestants.
Mm-hmm.
They killed each other for years, and what were they doing it for? They believed in the same thing. They believed in God, but they're different. They believed their beliefs were different, so they hated each other. That was a good message from this movie because you had two different. They believed in the same thing, but they had two different sides to it.
Yeah.
Which is in every day.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody thinks the same thing about everything.
Yeah.
I thought that message was clear on this. I wish it would have been a little longer. I'd like to see what happened more. But watching it, I could feel the conflict. If you know what I'm saying. The conflict between the two guys. This guy, I mean, this is funny because we watched the Star Wars thing. You have the Sith and you have the Jedi. They have two different beliefs, but they're still the same religion. One's dark and one's not. I mean, if you have two people that believe in God, but they're killing people because they think that's what God wants them to do, is that right?
Right. That's the question.
That's the question you got to ask.
Yeah.
Because in their eyes, it's right. God told me to do this.
Right.
But we're looking back and we're like, you're crazy. And you're out of your mind. This movie, that's the message I got. That two people believe in the same thing, but they're on two different sides of the tracks.
Yeah, that's kind of where I got it too. I discussed it with the director himself, and I said, well, what I see it is kind of as a cautionary tale, it's a morality tale, because the one character, the protagonist in the film, he could easily go the way of the antagonist. He could go, just like you brought up Star Wars. Luke could have gone to the dark side. And that's the same way here, and I think that's a really good movie because of that. It brings up. It makes you question things. It makes you. It brings up points of discussion.
Well, to get back to what you just said too, in a way, he did follow him at first.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was peer pressure.
Yeah.
He's like, well, he said what he said. God, this is a sign from God. We can save these people, and this is one guy that maybe will live, but he'll do this again.
Yeah.
And he might hurt 4 or 5 other people. I mean, that's a morality argument. I mean, is one person's life more than 4 people's lives?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, no, because to me, every life's important. But somebody else will be like, no, he's right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's such. The director was Terrence Cover. This is a good morality tale. Yeah. I mean, this is spot on with that because this is a thing that we can discuss and we're cool with it. But you get some other people, and it's going to be a madhouse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know where he got this idea from, but it's great that he did it.
Yeah.
Because it opens your eyes to things that you don't normally would see.
Yeah, thought-provoking. So
yeah.
Thought-provoking, it leaves you wanting more, like, why did this paramedic go down that path? His blinders are on straight for God.
He's got one tunnel vision.
But what caused him to go that way?
And to bring up other movies, we talked about Star Wars, I'll bring up Star Trek too, you got Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, where Spock died, and he said the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yeah.
That was brought up in the movie too.
That's something that's brought up. What, like you were saying, is it justified for someone to die so that others can live? Is that really, and that guy. That's the way the antagonist felt. And like you said, he in the beginning of the movie when you're watching, he does have a good point, and that maybe these people are meant to die so these other people could live. And that's the best part of the movie because it makes you think, and we're having a discussion right now, and I'm sure we'll discuss it later. And someone once said that that's that's how you know that it's good art is because it makes you think.
Yeah. Important.
And the acting was really good.
Yes.
In fact, I'll go ahead and say it. This is one of the best of these locally made Detroit movies that I've seen so far. Of all of them.
I totally agree with you.
Because of the acting, the subject matter, of course, the cinematography. I mean, Andy Yeomans did this again. He did a lot of the other ones we've seen, and I think this is his best work.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, the actors are very good. I mean, the antagonist, even though he is the antagonist, I think was a really good actor.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good actors in this. You were talking about the music. You liked the music.
The soundtrack was great. Like
fit the mood.
Perfect mood. I mean, when he was sitting there reading the Bible and that music was going, I was like feeling him. You know, like he's struggling here and he needs to find answers.
Right.
It had that kind of vibe with that music, and it really sucked me in right there. You know.
And everything's good. I mean, the dialogue. Okay, if I had to complain about anything, it's kind of a fast pace, which is not that bad, but you know the cuts are really quick. It's really fast, and like you were saying, if it was stretched out to a feature length film, it would, I would think, would suck you in more, and you get to know these characters and get to it a little bit better. But not to say that they didn't do a good job doing it here.
No,
but
I think it was a little too short.
Yeah.
I think not even making it an hour and a half. I think 40 minutes, you know, just a little bit longer to see like the aftermath of, you know, the ending.
Well,
to see where that guy would go. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said it could easily be a full length 90-minute movie, because you get first you'd be able to meet the guys and then see the one road for the antagonist, see what caused him to
be yeah.
And then
maybe
all that, and then the after effects.
Maybe get into his past a little bit. You know, what was his bringing up like? You know, what was did his parents have a big influence? Did his preacher, pastor, whatever you want, did they have a strong influence on them? You know, what caused him to be so passionate about
holier
religion?
I like to call it holier than thou.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people I know that are holier than thou.
I think we should wrap it up. We'll give our ratings. Jay?
I'm going to give it a B. The only reason that is because I think it was a little short. I wish it would have been a little bit longer. I was into it. I thought the story was really good, and the acting was excellent, and like you said, the cinematography was really good, and the music was good. Everything about it was good. I just think it was a little too short.
Okay.
You saying that, it's going to be a solid B for me.
B?
Solid B.
Robin?
I'm going to be just a little bit above you, and very rare. I love this so well. It makes me think. It makes me think about my own religious beliefs, my own spirituality. The movie was good. Of course, like Jay said, it is short. I wish it would be longer. The acting's good. Everyone did their parts right. I'm going to give this an A-.
Wow. Okay. This is a rare occasion indeed, because I'm going to be the one that gives us the highest grade this time around, and I'm going to give it an A, because like I said, I really think that this is one of the best, if not the best, of these locally made Detroit-made movies.
I definitely agree with you on that.
And I rarely give A's to big budget movies, so that shows you how rare it is. But I highly recommend it. I'll put a link in the description so you can contact Terrence Cover. It's not on YouTube, unfortunately, so you need to buy a DVD, and I suggest you do. So contact Terrence Cover, and I guess that's it for us. I'm Tony Beers.
I'm Jason Case.
Robin Krautzer, the RK Stud.
RK Stud, and we'll see you next time. Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.